Scannell's been great. McKenna Gibson, Sophia Nugent, they've all been stellar this weekend, and they look to continue that trend. And Mackenzie Pickens up the middle, too. Ashton Lansdale, Percy Yamas on the corners. Lexi Brady, the second four-year returner for Ole Miss. And a jam-packed weekend, too. Baseball in action later on today against Vanderbilt. Double-decker weekend, too. Arts and Music Festival. A lot going on in Oxford, Mississippi today, including the series finale. And we're off and running for our series finale between Ole Miss and Tennessee. Fiedler hitting .388 this season. One of the best hitters in this Lady Vols lineup, and I wonder if they'll do that again today.
I think they didn't show any of that, truthfully, on Friday, and you saw that they lost that game. I think yesterday you watched them take a brand new approach. That
the series, Ole Miss took game one 3-2. The Rebels have won just 14 games all time against Tennessee as well. Fiedler stays alive. Called strike three on the outside edge. Boy, you don't see that much from Kinsey Fiedler. Came out of the bullpen yesterday, allowed 4 earned runs and 3 hits. A chopper to third, Ashton Lansdell. Her first throw today, she retires Taylor Panel. Tennessee wound up shutting out Ole Miss 6-0. Went 0 for 2 yesterday, however, walked twice. Just the second time this year. She's been walked multiple times in a game. Two-time All-SEC first teamer the last 2 seasons. Maybe has another one coming this year.
last 2 days you've seen girls stand a little bit more heavy.
Outside corner, just misses, ball 4. Hitting .297 coming into today. Second most homers as well on this Lady Vols team. 46 RBIs, second most on the roster as well. Has 1 hit this weekend. Was 1 for 3 yesterday. Fouls it off behind home plate. Hits the netting, 0-2. 1-2 to Nugent. Hitting .283 for her career. Back-to-back years, too, she's had double-figure homers. Chases it upstairs, strike 3. And Bucheño strikes out 2 to begin her outing here in our series. Getting the start today for Tennessee, the sophomore. In back-to-back seasons, too. Pitching against Ole Miss, she transferred from South Carolina.
Has a lot of different pitches, I think, that they're going to see that they haven't seen throughout the weekend.
Carolina tossed 6 innings. Did allow 3 runs. 2 of them were earned, but struck out 5. Walked a couple, too, in that last outing. Pone getting 1 of 5 hits that Ole Miss had against Marjetco last season. And takes the walk. Hitting .361 coming into today. This is game number 28 for her. Took her out of action for a little bit. She was a little dazed for a couple days. However, against her former team, she's 0 for 7 at the plate. And she rips this into left center. Down for a base hit, and then it gets all the way to the wall. Jaden Pone hits third. She's coming home. There's no throw. Lair Boutte against her former team puts Ole Miss on top.
I mean, she absolutely gets a hold of this ball. Takes it opposite field.
Tennessee scored first yesterday and won. Wound up shutting out Ole Miss. The Rebels shut out for a second time in SEC play. And Binford pops up. Mueller, the shortstop, fights the sun and makes the catch. Out number 1.
You know, I watched in one of the games. I think she was given a couple of innings, but it
down the right field line and foul.
If they come back around, as Ole Miss has here against Marjetco.
That gets away from Nugent, and up to third base is Lair Boutte.
You like to see a lot of movement in the first few innings of the game.
A roller to first. They come home. Boutte is out at the plate.
I almost question why she goes on this. Why not give you guys another opportunity with 2 outs and having a runner on third?
Lexi Brady steps up, and she gets hit by the pitch.
Another free base given up by Marjetko. Marjetko, she utilizes the entire plate.
Eighth time this year she struck out double-figure batters. And Pickens skies this into right. And Clark makes the catch, and Ole Miss strands 2. They do.
Teams and produce more across the plate.
Our first look at Destiny Rodriguez at the plate. She bloops this out to left center, and it's caught by Angelina De Leon.
Plate yesterday. You know, their pitchers have thrown a duel.
Bunt popped up by Morgan. Brady lays out but comes up short. Brady putting her body on the line. Look at this effort. Played in the Mid-State Classic, which was hosted in Columbia, Tennessee. Shows bunt, lays it down. Who's got it for Ole Miss?
You expect to hear somebody yell bunt.
There's another bunt. Ashton Lansdale lays out, makes the catch. Morgan is caught in between the bases. Pickens tags her out. Began her career actually at Georgia Highlands College playing baseball.
Defensively, just now giving it her all. We hope that she can deliver here on offense.
She's had and works the walk. Her first time on base this weekend. Third free pass by Marjetko. First 7 SEC outings, she'd walked 17 batters. And just 1 walked batter in her last 3 games. Lansdale on her way to second base. She's there safely.
Something you know that they work on consistently.
But in that 9 spot, she's kind of serving as like a secondary leadoff hitter.
You talk about, you know, in SEC play too, their lineups don't ever, you know, you've got 1 through 9, right? But every one of them are tough.
Malvin's 11 for 21. In her last 2 SEC weekends, she swings and misses. There's the first strikeout today for Sage Marjetko. Down for Ole Miss. Runner on second base and a 1-0 lead for the Rebels. Off speed, she grounds it to second base. And Dodge completes the 3rd out of the inning. Ole Miss.
Turnout all weekend.
It's back in 2007. Tennessee was ranked number 1 and came to Oxford. Played 2 games, and Ole Miss and Tennessee split those 2 games. Laura Mealer.
I think we.
And that's fouled off by Mealer. 3-2 now. Throw out names like Monica Abbott.
Just, just
yeah.
Monica.
Yeah. Peyton Gottschall last year was really good.
I knew it. They're freshmen too.
Yeah.
Another UT player on her way.
Laura. Emma Clark from Cleveland, North Carolina. Another freshman, but on the Tennessee side of things, it's making an impact this year. She's faced 10 batters, has thrown 7 first pitch strikes, but not to Emma Clark this at bat. There's a bunt, and now it's 3-2. In the future. Rip right to Lansdale, makes the catch. Mealer's back to first in time. Boy, that was smoked. 4 for 7 this weekend against Ole Miss. We'll make it 4 for 8 because she's 0 for 1 today. Also has a triple in this series.
Where fatigue is definitely there. You can't say that it's not. She's a freshman.
Well, here comes that conversation you were talking about.
It's a nice answer back, too.
Ole Miss looking for its first series win against the #1 team in the nation. Looking for its 4th series win all time against Tennessee. Fiedler works the walk. 2 on now for Tennessee in this 3rd inning. Down 1-0.
Walk down the first base line and tells her girls, let's go. Help me. I've done my job. Now.
Leading Tennessee in 9 offensive categories this season. And this spins foul. The 1-1 is driven high, deep to left. It's gone.
She absolutely sees every bit of that ball now. I mean, you saw this energy yesterday from Panel. I mean, she didn't homer, but this is a player that comes in clutch. And this is what Karen Weekly's been talking about. That's an absolutely beautiful swing. Now we know why 9 categories.
Score on that home run.
It's something that your pitching staff will talk to you about over and over and over again. It's something you work all through preseason and fall ball. You hope to get most of those kinks worked out, but
A 3rd time.
I believe so. It was always difficult. I mean, knowing they were going to see you again on Sunday. I think you just make adjustments.
This is fisted to center. Pickens back and makes the catch. A big second out for Ole Miss.
The opposite side of the field, which is what she likes to do. I think Ole Miss is doing a great job of keeping every pitch that they've thrown at her on her hands, keeping everything inside.
Fouled off behind home plate. And Nugent 0 for 1 today, struck out her first time up. Now 1 for 6 this weekend. Had a sac fly RBI yesterday. She was 1 for 3.
You kind of watched her struggle through this series a little bit.
Bounces that foul. Off the glove of Wichenio. Pickens charges, throws to first, not in time.
You give her on something on the opposite side of the plate and she will drive it. Yesterday you watched Pickens take one off of the thigh.
Including having won 4 straight coming into the weekend. And this inning continues. Nugent takes a turn at second base. Brady Iser. Every team that's come in here has been super impressed. Coaches have said, wow, this place is gorgeous. Line drive to center. Taylor Malvin under it, makes the catch. And Tennessee, as Aaron Newer comes in to pitch for Tennessee. From East Aurora, New York, the freshman, stands 5'9". He pitched on Friday against Ole Miss and was lights out.
She was an outstanding performance.
Came in for Carlin Pickens with her 2 innings on Friday. Newer finished the game, struck out 5 batters and walked just 2. And Bitford pops up. Dodge battles the sun, makes the catch. It's just another dominant pitcher for already. And Yamas muscles this into right. It was off the end of the bat, and Ole Miss has runners on first and second base in this 3rd with 1 away.
I think Boutte wasn't sure whether or not they were going to make a dive for that and catch it. She looks like she left. She need, a talk with the trainer. Newitt had a fantastic approach.
Swings and misses. Runner breaks for 3rd. Tennessee gets the double play.
I mean, what a fantastic job right there by Tennessee.
And is facing Ella Dodge to start. Laura Mueller on deck. Emma Clark in the hole. Lady Vols. This weekend.
She is not. She has not thrown for them at all.
She is hitting. Also not playing defense. She's in the DP spot. Been there in that spot this whole weekend. Fly ball out to center. And Dodgers.
And I'll be honest with you, some of the spin on these balls, I couldn't tell you what they might be. Isn't that the rule?
Let's see if
one hand can touch it, two technically should. So you should have had it.
Strike, 3 call.
What a fantastic pitch by Brie Lopez right there. I mean, you maintain this type of energy.
Actually, episode 3 just got re-released in theaters for the 20-year anniversary. Carly's judging me in my nerd fandom right now. Here's the 1-2. Into center for a base hit.
She gets a hold of that off-speed pitch. I love her energy. I like the way she gets her team engaged. When she is on, she's on. She turns around and she is yelling at the rest of her girls.
She's in her first year at Tennessee. Began her career at Washington. Was a tremendous player for UW.
Also another fantastic program.
2-1's fouled off. Payoff pitch, ball 4. And the inning continues. One-two, foul tipped. And Brady completes the strikeout. Sage Margetko back inside the circle for Tennessee. Got the start. Yeah, disappointing day offensively for Ole Miss. Having 7 hits against Carlin Pickens and not a run to show for it.
I mean, and with a pitcher that's as established as she is.
Lansdale in front of this and yanks it foul. Yeah, Lansdale played baseball growing up. Pops it up behind home plate, but it gets out of play. Hits the netting. The youngest player to make that team at 17. Action misses. 6 Ks on the weekend now for Lansdale.
You're seeing a lot of different pitches, I think, too, today from Margetko, which makes it a little bit more difficult for the Ole Miss hitters to stay on top of anything, to really get any momentum going in their favor. Well-rounded as a whole team.
That hits her. Her last outing was at Texas, actually, on April the 11th. As Taylor Malvin chops one to the left side. Great play by Mealer, the shortstop, backing up Panel, who has without a doubt been the best hitter for Ole Miss this weekend. 3 hits against the Lady Vols. 0 for 1 though today. Walk and a run scored back in the first inning. Lair Boutte hit Jaden Pone home. Payoff pitch from Tanner. On the ground to second base. And Dodge gets the 3rd out of the inning. On the ground and through the right side hole for Gibson. Her first hit this weekend. And 35th now.
Arguably one of Ole Miss's longest innings. It's hard to keep the momentum on your side when you've been out there that long. You've seen almost the entire lineup. Which
roped foul. She too was getting recruited by both Ralph and Karen Weekly when she was in 8th grade, but then that rule changed where you couldn't commit to a school until your junior year of high school. Then
have that caliber having a conversation.
Nugent up the middle, past Pickens, base hit. And Taylor halts at second base. Rodriguez shows bunt with nobody out. Here come the corners. Lansdale, the third baseman, throws out Rodriguez. Bunt single back in the second. Over the glove of Lansdale into left. Taylor comes in to score. And now Tennessee has runners on the corners. Now it's Ella Dodge at the plate. Runners on the corners. Not anymore. Runner breaks for second base. Here comes the runner from third. She's safe. Schuler scores.
Coach Trashel, she doesn't.
Lined into center. Down in front of Melvin. Morgan's on her way home. She scores. Three runs scored this inning for Tennessee, who had a single in her last at bat. Bounces one to Lansdale at third, and that takes care of this inning. Whose last outing for Tennessee was on April 11th against Texas. Boutte shoots it to left, and it's caught by Morgan.
Not seen her be utilized this weekend. You wonder what's going on, you know? Do they want her to just focus on hitting? Sometimes. There's that rise ball, I'm sorry.
Yeah, another Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, every one of them, and they're not all the same. You know, they've all got different stuff, but you look at all of them and their composure is a lot alike.
Flown out to left, and Morgan makes the catch. 2 away for Ole Miss in this 5th inning. Remarkable plate discipline. She's only struck out 6 times this year. Lifts this into left. Long run for Morgan near the track and the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. Percy Yamas into second base.
A fresh.
Caught stealing. Carlin Pickens out of the bullpen. Ole Miss seeing her for a 3rd time. It's against Ole Miss's Mackenzie Pickens. Pickens bounces it to third. And Panel makes the play for out number 3.
I wonder if it's a class or something that Karen Weegley puts them through.
Off the end of the bat and drops in. Fair. Base hit. Fiedler wants 2.
Not surprised by that energy at all. She's out there dancing on second base. As soon as she saw that drop, she was getting a double out of that.
That sets up Taylor Panel, who had a 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning.
Continuing that same energy.
Panel flies it out to right, and Boutte makes the catch, and Fiedler's back to second base.
She K'd in the 1st inning we were just talking about by looking.
She's on the run and safe at third.
Does a push-up on the way off of third base. Tennessee players start to mimic as these girls get older.
Look at it, by the way. And De Leon just getting that back foot of Fiedler.
2 just now.
Payoff pitch.
Another off speed.
And De Leon makes the play at short for Ole Miss.
Slapping and standing.
Pickens has already thrown the fastest pitch in softball history, 78.2 miles an hour. That Tennessee posts. She enjoys a good steak dinner post-game, baked potato. I think she earned a steak dinner yesterday.
Post-game meal.
Yeah, she earned that steak dinner yesterday. 10 strikeouts, complete game shutout.
I mean, she's just
looking for her first hit of the series since 1997.
Energy I get from this Tennessee team makes me feel like I don't think that they might.
Bree Lopez still inside the circle for Ole Miss. Relieved Miley with Chenio in the 4th inning. And she walks Nugent.
I think on day
Been with us since the 1st inning. You've probably noticed how dark it got.
yeah. It's a slight temperature change.
Temperatures dropped off the end of the bat to first. Percy Yamas takes it to first herself, and Savia Morgan with a 2-hit day today, singled in the 2nd and had an RBI single back in the 5th.
Savia Morgan's had a wonderful weekend.
She pops up right side. Percy Yamas and Pickens were both calling for it. Getting her sociology degree and also a minor in psychology. Rips it through the left side hole, a base hit. And now bases are loaded for Tennessee. Has a double in this game. She tripled on Friday night. Folks were amazed at what they saw that day. The legend is baffling. High fly ball deep out to left, and Jane Pone makes the catch. Ole Miss has a 6-run mountain to climb Previous record was held by Monica Abbott, another Tennessee legend. Jaden Pone leads things off for Ole Miss.
It was also outstanding for Tennessee. I mean, talk about consistency. Karen Weekly's pretty consistent with the players. I know that she likes to recruit.
Pone with a drive into right center field, way back there, and it one-hops the wall.
That was a beautiful piece of a ball right there. I mean, to the warning track.
Got Ole Miss on the board back in the first inning to draw first blood. That gets by Nugent, and up to third is Jaden Pone. Only a Binford at the plate. Down 0-2.
You talk about 78 miles an hour, and then she'll cook one at 64. It's difficult. You have 10 miles an hour.
In the bottom half of the seventh. Off the inner part of the bat, and right behind second base, Dodge makes the catch. There's out number one.
How accurately she can.
Foul tip hung on by Nugent. Brady airs it out left center. Fiedler makes the catch. Ball game. Tennessee drops game one on Friday, and they have two statement wins Saturday and Sunday.
What an outstanding season for Tennessee as they hit into almost postseason. I mean, Carlin Pickens was absolutely amazing.